Hi everyone. Today we're going to look at a sample science section from the June 2010 ACT. What's extraordinary about the ACT science section is how little science it actually tests, despite claims that the ACT is more content-driven. As you will see from these questions, being good at science is unnecessary. Most of the ACT science section is about reading charts and doing simple math, not about science. To start with, I'm not going to read through this passage at all. It's a waste of time on the ACT, which is a fast-paced test. I have no idea what the experiment is testing or what is going on. I'm just going to go straight to the first question. Question number 1. According to figure 1, as the concentration of drug A increased, the percent colony formation for cell line Z looks like either increased, decreased, or did some other stuff. So I'm going to go back to figure 1. It looks like drug A concentration is on the x-axis, and it increases going to the right. Then we look at cell line Z, and the percent colony formation, which is on the y-axis. Now cell line Z, it looks like, is simply continually decreasing. So the answer is B. This is not about science knowledge. I have no idea what's going on. This is about looking for the keywords and understanding how to read a chart. And this is what the ACT science section is all about. Let's go on to number 2. Based on table 1, cell line W was formed from tissue found in which system of the human body? So we go back to table 1 and cell line W, which has a number attached to it, but also says that the organ of origin is the colon. So if it's asking it's formed from tissue found in which system of the human body, since it's the colon, we just have to pick the system that the colon is in. This is the hardest kind of science knowledge you'll find on the ACT, that the colon is part of the digestive system. This is 5th grade science, so if you're doing well in your high school chemistry class, good for you, but it won't help you on the ACT. On to question 3. Question 3 is asking, based on figure 1, if cells from cell line X had been treated with drug A at a concentration of 200 micrograms per liter, the percent colony formation would most likely have been. So we go back to figure 1, and we're looking at cell line X with a drug A concentration of 200, which is off the chart a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and write it into the right. And if we look at cell line X, which is the middle bar, it seems like it's continually decreasing. So at 200, we're going to have a little bar that has a percent colony formation, certainly less than 40%. Notice we don't even have to be close with our guess. All we have to know is that it's decreasing, and so it will be less than the 40% it was in the previous concentration. On to question number 4. According to table 1, the concentration of drug A necessary to kill 50% of the cells from cell line Y was approximately 10 times the concentration of drug A necessary to kill 50 of the cells from some other cell line, we don't know which. So let's go back up to table 1. And if we look at cell line Y, we know it comes from the prostate, and we also have this number attached, LD50, whatever that is. In fact, if we go back to the previous paragraph, it tells us that LD50 is the concentration necessary to kill 50% of the cells, which is exactly what the question's asking. So our LD50 is 70, and it says that this is 10 times the concentration necessary to kill 50% of the cells from something else. Well, if 70 is 10 times something, that would be 7, and the concentration that looks closest to 7 is from cell line W. This is an example of math-based reasoning. No science knowledge is being tested. All of the science content is explained in the passage. We're simply matching up keywords with the definition and doing some simple math. On to question 5. Question 5 is actually the hardest question on the section, but it's not difficult because of the science, it's difficult because of the wording of the question. Let's read through. At which of the following concentrations was drug A completely ineffective in preventing the surviving cell line V cells from dividing to form colonies? Cell line V, right here, we're going to look at the concentrations for drug A again, and it looks like our answers are 1, 10, 50, or 100. So we're looking at 1, 10, 50, and 100 at the drug A concentrations. Cell line V would be here, 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 and here. Now the question is asking, where was drug A completely ineffective in preventing the cells from forming colonies? Here we have colony formation. So when it was completely ineffective in preventing colony formation, that means we would have the maximum colony formation, and that would be at the 100% colony formation mark, which is at a concentration of 1. Again, this is not difficult because of the science content knowledge. I have no idea what this experiment is testing. It's difficult because of the wording of the question and a little bit of the math that you have to do. So as you can see from this passage's question, being good at science is completely unnecessary on the ACT to do well. Most of the ACT science section is just about reading charts and doing some basic math. Thanks, I hope this helps.